Good morning, guys. In the last class, we discussed about what is HTTP post request and how to develop a REST API method which will deal with the HTTP post request and how to take JSON data, how to consume that JSON data from the request body, and how to test that post method by using Postman, and what is 201 status code. And we also discussed about what is HTTP put request, why we need to use this put request, and what is the difference between put request and patch request, how to send the data to the put request by using path variable as well as request body, how to deal with both consumes and produces in the single method. And we also discussed about HTTP delete request, what is the purpose of HTTP delete request, and I have given one assignment to develop one mini project by using Spring Boot REST API with data JPA to perform CRUD operations. So that project coding also I have explained in one of the video available in our YouTube channel. How many of you able to complete that project development, performing the CRUD operations in the database table by using REST API? How many of you able to complete that? First of all, how many of you get the chance to go through that video? Is that video useful? Is it understandable for you? How I have implemented that REST API project to perform the CRUD operations? How many of you get the chance to go through that video, guys? Could you please respond? How many of you get the chance to complete that video?
Yes, sir, completed.
You guys completed that video. Okay. Is it understandable?
Yes, sir, very easily.
Very easily. You are able to develop one application to perform the CRUD operations by using REST API.
Yes, sir.
The remaining people, how many of you completed and not completed? Could you please send me a message in the chat box so that I will understand? How many of you able to complete that assignment which I have given for you? Vamshi Gaud completed, Manisha completed, Vishal completed, Siva Santosh not completed, Usha completed, Chaitanya not completed, Kavita completed. Come on, guys, quickly. Could you please send me a message quickly? How many of you completed? How many of you not completed? $60 people available in the class. I should get 60 messages. Some people completed, some people not completed. Come on. Respond quickly. Okay. Few people completed, few people not completed. So if you don't complete, then you will be the loser. If you don't complete, you will be the loser. So you have to complete that project, then only you will get the clarity how to develop a REST API to perform CRUD operations. Okay, good. Today we are going to understand provider development only. So as of now, what we have done in our provider development. So we created one provider application. That means we created one REST API. So to create the REST API, we are using one annotation called @REST controller. So this is our provider application. Okay. So for this provider application development, we used REST controller annotation. In the Spring Boot, the annotation available, which is REST controller. Using this, we are able to develop our application. And this application providing the services to other applications. Now assume that here there is one consumer application is available. Assume that there is one consumer application is available. Okay, so let me take this as a make my trip application, which is going to act as one consumer application one. Then similarly, one provider can have multiple consumers also. Here there is another consumer is available, which is consumer 2. So two consumers are available for the same provider. Consumer application 1 available, consumer application 2 is also available, and they are going to communicate. Okay, consumer 1 will send the request to the provider and provider sending the response. Consumer 2 also sending the request and getting the response from the provider. So if you consider this as an example of IRCTC. IRCTC application is available, which is providing the services to other applications. Train ticket booking logic is available in the IRCTC. Now that logic is required for Make My Trip application. Make My Trip application acting as a consumer for IRCTC. So Make My Trip is called as one consumer. Similar to the Make My Trip application, there is another consumer is available, which is GoIbibo. GoIbibo application is available, which is acting as another consumer. Are you guys able to understand? So can we call these applications as distributed applications, guys? Can we call these applications as distributed applications? One
Yes, sir.
application is acting
Yes,
as
sir.
a provider application.
Yes, sir.
Two applications are acting as consumer application. So the application which is providing the services to other applications is called as provider, and the application which is taking the services from other applications is called consumer. Here one provider is available and two consumers are available. So this provider and consumer developed in the same technology or may not be developed by using same technology.
May not be developed.
May not be developed by using same technology. So that's why what they are doing is this consumer application sending JSON data and it is expecting JSON data as a response. Consumer application is sending JSON data in the input and it is expecting JSON data in the output. So why we are using only JSON data for the sending the data request and for sending the response? Why we are using JSON data here, guys?
Because the provider is developed in one technology. And
why we are using JSON here? What is the reason for using the JSON data here?
It is mediated language.
Yes, it is used as a mediator and it is platform independent and language independent. So provider consumer can be developed by using any technology. All the technologies will understand JSON. So that is the reason consumer application will send JSON data to the provider application. Provider application also will send JSON data back to the consumer application. So JSON we are using as a mediator. Now here there is another consumer, GoIbibo available, Make My Trip is available. Okay, Make My Trip application is comfortable with the JSON data. They are sending JSON data in the request and they are expecting JSON data in the response. But when we go for GoIbibo client, it is developed by another company. But GoIbibo people don't want to go with the JSON data. Their system, their application developed by using XML format. They want to send XML data as the input and they want to get the XML data as the output. So provider IRCTC is available and there are two consumers available. Consumer 1 is Make My Trip, consumer 2 is GoIbibo. Make My Trip want to use JSON for input, JSON for output. They want to send the request data in the JSON. They want to receive the response data also in the JSON. But when it comes to GoIbibo, these people don't want to go with the JSON data. They want to go with the XML data. XML is also platform independent. XML also language independent. Java, Python, .NET, all these technologies can understand XML also. So that's why GoIbibo application want to send the data in the XML format and want to receive the data in the XML format. Now IRCTC IRCTC will tell to all the consumers that I will support only JSON data or I will support multiple formats of the data. IRCTC will tell that I need only JSON, I will give only JSON, or IRCTC should support for multiple formats of the data.
Multiple format.
IRCTC should be interoperable. What is the meaning of interoperable? Language independent, platform independent. So Make My Trip is developed by one company, GoIbibo developed by another company. So Make My Trip want to use JSON for exchanging the data. But there is no rule that GoIbibo also should use JSON. If they want, they can use JSON. If they don't want, they can go for the XML. JSON and XML both are platform independent. JSON and XML both are platform independent. Now, the question is how our provider application will support for both JSON data as well as XML data. In the interview, they may ask this question. Can you develop one REST API which will support for both JSON data as well as XML data? Because one provider can deal with multiple consumers. For example, my provider is having 2 consumers. There is no guarantee 2 consumer applications will use JSON only. One consumer using JSON, another consumer is using XML. So my provider, so to run the business, to get more clients, to get more business, my application should support for multiple formats. So according to the consumer requirement, provider should provide the service. According to consumer requirement, provider should provide the service. So let's take a simple example. So I am talking to WhatsApp. As I told you, Ashok IT application is communicating with the WhatsApp. So if WhatsApp tells me that Ashok, you need to use only JSON, then I will tell, hey WhatsApp, I don't want to use JSON. I want to go with the XML. Then WhatsApp will lose the business, or WhatsApp will implement XML support also. For the WhatsApp application, how many clients will be available in the market, guys? How many companies will use WhatsApp API?
Multiple.
Every company uses.
Millions of companies. Millions of companies are using WhatsApp. Is there any guarantee that every company will use only JSON to communicate with the WhatsApp? No.
Sir.
Some people may go with JSON, some people may go with the XML. If a WhatsApp application not supporting for XML, then who is going to lose the business?
WhatsApp.
Who is going to lose the business if they are not supporting for XML? WhatsApp is going to lose the business. So whenever we are developing a provider, we will develop the provider with only one type of data. We need to develop the provider to support with multiple types of data, multiple formats of the data.
Multiple
formats of data. So when you are developing a provider, always you need to keep in your mind, you are providing the services to other applications. Those are getting developed by other companies by using other technologies. So multiple consumers can be available for our provider in the future. All consumers may not use JSON. Some people will use JSON. JSON is very famous. But what about the remaining people? What about some old projects? What about some legacy projects developed 10 years back? They will go with the XML data. So if you don't want to lose your business, if you don't want to lose your clients, then your provider application should support for both the XML data as well as JSON data. Okay, so how to develop a provider which will support for both the XML data as well as JSON data. Already we know what is JSON and how to work with the JSON by using Jackson API. So today let's understand what is XML and how to support the XML data in the REST API. Some consumers wants to deal with the JSON data. Some consumers want to deal with the XML data. How we are going to support it? Okay, let's understand. What is XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. The full form JSON full form is there. JavaScript Object Notation. So similarly for XML also there is a full form available. What is XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Okay, this XML is free and open source, guys. Like JSON, XML is also free and open source. This XML governed by W3C organization. So W3C organization provided this XML structure, XML semantics, XML rules provided by W3C organization. This XML will represent the data in the form of elements. XML will represent the data in the form of elements. What is the meaning of element? A element nothing but something like this, name. So if I am writing the name as Ashok IT, this is one element. A start tag is available, a end tag is available. So between the start tag and end tag, whatever you are writing, that is called data. This is called one XML element. JSON will represent data in the key value format, whereas XML will represent the data in the form of elements. So what is XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. This XML is free and open source. This XML governed by W3C organization, guys. So how this XML will represent data? JSON will represent data in the key value format, whereas XML will represent data in the form of element. Element is the combination of open tag and closed tag here. And here XML is used to represent data. So whatever the data that you want to represent, you can represent in the JSON format as well as you can represent in the XML format also. And this XML is interoperable, language independent, language and platform independent. Windows will support for XML, Linux will support for XML, Java will support for XML, Python will support for XML, .NET will support for XML. So that's why XML is called as language independent and platform independent. So how we are going to write the data in the XML? This is the syntax for the XML. A root element will be available. Inside the root element, some child elements will be available. ID 101, name Ashok, gender, phone number, address. Like this, you can write multiple elements in one XML. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. This XML is free and open source. No need to pay the money. It is governed by W3C organization, and this XML will represent data in the form of elements. Okay, so how we will write the element? Name Ashok IT. XML is used to represent the data. If you want to transfer the data from one application to another application, then we can use XML format. So earlier 10 years back, this XML was very famous. Before JSON, this XML is the only option. So after JSON came into market, XML became outdated. So before JSON, XML was very famous. To develop the web services, people will use only XML at that time. Okay, this XML is interoperable. It is language and platform independent. So this is how we are going to write the data in the XML format. So XML, we have two types of elements in the XML. Element means the combination of open tag and closed tag is called element. We have two types of elements in the XML. One is called simple element. One is called simple element in the XML, and another one is called as compound element in the XML. One is called simple element, another one is called compound element. What is the meaning of simple element? Element which contains data directly. Element which contains data directly. For example, if you see in the above XML ID, this element contains 101. It contains data directly. Any element which contains data directly like this, that element is called simple element. Then what is compound element? Any element which contains child elements is called as compound element. What is compound element? Element which contains child elements. Okay, XML will represent data in the form of elements. There are two types of elements available in the XML. One is called simple element. Next one is called compound element. What is the meaning of simple element? The element which contains data directly is called as a simple element, and the element which contains child elements is called as a compound element. Okay, how to deal with the XML data in the Java applications? So we are able to use Jackson for JSON. Now similarly, dealing with XML data in the Java applications. How we are going to deal with XML data in the Java applications? Guys, in the Java applications, if you want to convert Java object to XML, XML data to Java object, earlier we are having one API called JAXB API was available. So JAXB API, what is that? Java architecture for XML binding. Java architecture for XML binding. So what is the purpose of that JAXB API? By using JAXB API, we can convert Java object to XML, XML to Java object. So that concept is called as marshalling and unmarshalling, guys. So there is a concept called marshalling and unmarshalling concept available. So this is my Java object. I want to convert this Java object into XML file. Okay, so this is XML file and this is my Java object. So if you want to convert this Java object into XML file, then we will use JAXB API. So the process of converting Java object to XML file is called as marshalling. What is that concept, guys? It is called as marshalling. Converting Java object into XML file is called as marshalling, and converting XML file back to Java object is called as unmarshalling. So there is a concept called marshalling available, unmarshalling available. How we will perform marshalling and unmarshalling? To perform this, we are having one API called JAXB API. What is the meaning of this JAXB API? JAXB stands for Java Architecture for XML Binding. By using this JAXB API, you can perform marshalling and unmarshalling. Java object to XML conversion, XML to Java object conversion. Are you guys able to understand? What is XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. This XML is free and open source. This XML governed by W3C organization. It is used to represent the data. How we will represent the data in the XML? In the form of element. Start tag, end tag is called one element. And this XML platform independent, language independent. It supports by multiple programming languages. It supports by multiple operating systems. So that's why XML is called interoperable. Now, so here this XML contains data in the form of elements. So there are two types of elements available. One is called simple element and another one is called compound element. So what is the difference between simple element and compound element? Any element which contains data directly is called as a simple element. So direct data, ID 101, name Ashok IT, gender male, country India, something like that. If you write one element with data directly, that element is called as simple element. Any element which contains child elements is called as a compound element. So XML file will contain two types of elements. One is called simple element, another one is called compound element. Okay, now, so okay, fine. We are going to develop one Java application. Java is object-oriented programming language. Everything will be available in the form of one object. How to convert this object to XML? How to convert XML to object? That is called marshalling and marshalling. The process of converting Java object to XML is called marshalling, and converting XML back to Java object is called as unmarshalling. How do we perform this marshalling and unmarshalling? So to perform marshalling and unmarshalling, we have one API. that is called JAX-B API. What is the meaning of JAX-B? Java architecture for XML binding. But unfortunately, this JAX-B API removed from Java 1.9 version. This JAX-B API is available up to Java 1.8 version. In the Java 9 module system got introduced in the Java, they removed JAX-B API because they realized that the demand for the XML got decreased in the market. Earlier, the JAX-B API is inbuilt as part of JDK. How we have the JDBC API in the JDK, similarly, JAX-B API also part of JDK up to 1.8 version. If you are using Java 1.8 version, directly you can convert your object to XML, XML to object. Inbuilt support available. But from Java 9 version, JAX-B API removed from the Java. So direct support is not available. Now you need to add the API separately. You need to add the dependency separately. Then only you can convert Java object to XML, XML to Java object. Are you guys able to understand what is JAX-B and what we can do by using JAX-B and when it is removed from the Java?
JAX-B is a API, sir.
What is the full form of JAX-B, guys? What is a JAX-B?
Java Architecture Extensible.
JAX-B stands for Java Architecture for XML binding. JAX-B stands for Java Architecture for XML binding. By using this JAX-B, we can perform marshalling and unmarshalling. What is the difference between marshalling and unmarshalling? What is marshalling? What is unmarshalling? The process of converting Java object to XML is called as marshalling. The process of converting XML back to Java is called as unmarshalling. Marshalling and unmarshalling. But this JAX-B API is removed from Java 9 version. Up to Java 8 version, we are having JAX-B API to deal with XML files in Java. Using this JAX-B API, we can convert Java object to XML and vice versa. Okay, from Java 9 version onwards, this JAX-B API is not part of JDK software. So if we want to deal with XML data in the Java application, we need to add third-party dependencies. We need to add the third-party dependencies in order to convert your Java object to XML and the XML to Java object. Then, so what we are going to do by using these APIs, guys? We are going to perform marshalling and unmarshalling. Can anyone tell me what is the purpose of what is marshalling and what is unmarshalling?
Converting Java object to the process of
what is the purpose of marshalling and unmarshalling?
Converting Java object into XML form.
Marshalling means converting Java object to XML data. Unmarshalling means converting XML data to Java object. So what is the dependency we need to add? So to deal with XML data in the Spring Boot REST API, we are going to add Jackson data format XML dependency. So this is the dependency. If you add this dependency in the boot application, then in the boot application, we can convert Java object to XML, XML data to the Java object also. So what is XML? Extensible markup language, which is used to represent data in the form of tags, elements, open tag, closed tag. Okay, so this is also interoperable. It is a platform independent. It is language independent. Before JSON came into picture, this XML was very famous, and this XML was the only option to develop web services in the market. So before this JSON came into market, XML was the only option to develop the web services. Once this JSON came into picture, this XML became outdated. Okay, earlier. So how people still in the market, some legacy projects, some old projects are still dealing with the XML data. Suppose if you have a requirement to support both the XML and JSON in the REST API. Then how to deal with that? In the interview, they may ask this question. So I have one requirement. We need to develop a provider. So there are two consumers for us. One consumer will use JSON data. Another consumer will use XML data for communication. How do you develop that REST API? So that is what we are understanding today. Okay. So to deal with that XML data in the Java application, we have JAX-B API earlier up to Java 8. From 9, it is not available. They removed it. Why they removed it? The demand is decreased. So that's why they removed it. If anybody want, then they need to add the dependency manually. Up to 8, it is part of Java because at that time XML was very famous. After in the Java 9 version, they realized, okay, the demand is decreased for XML. People are moving to JSON. So let's remove this JAX-B from the JDK software. Why to keep unwanted dependencies in the Java? So that's why they removed it. So still, if you want to convert Java to XML, XML to Java, I mean, if you want to perform marshalling and unmarshalling, it will support, but you need to add the dependency manually. So what is the dependency? Jackson data format XML dependency we are going to use. By using this dependency, we can implement a REST API which will support for both the XML data as well as JSON data. Are you clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? So as of now, what is the difference you observe between JSON and XML? One difference. What is that? JSON will represent the data in the key value format, whereas XML will represent the data in the elements format. That is the difference. JSON is free, XML also free. JSON is open source, XML also open source. JSON is interoperable, XML also interoperable. JSON is platform independent, XML also platform independent. JSON is language independent, XML also language independent. Then what is the difference? JSON will represent the data in key value format, whereas XML will represent the data in the elements format. So to convert Java to JSON, we will use Jackson API. To convert Java to XML, we will use JAX-B API. Jackson is from third party. It is not from Sun Microsystem, not from Oracle. In the Java, up to 8 version, JAX-B available. From 9 version, they removed it. Now, to work with JSON or to work with XML, we need to add the dependencies manually. So if you add this dependency, then we can implement a REST API with interoperability. Interoperability means it will support for any kind of consumer. It will support for both XML data. It will support for JSON data also. Now we can say my REST API is really interoperable. So you want to send XML? Okay, you send it. I will understand. You want to send JSON? Okay, send it. I will understand. My REST API will support for latest consumers, legacy consumers also. Latest consumers will use JSON. Legacy consumers means old applications. They will use XML. My provider, excuse me guys. I'm sorry. Guys, REST API is interesting or boring?
Interesting, sir.
REST API development.
Yes,
Interesting
interesting.
or boring?
Interesting.
मजा आ रहा है सर.
मजा आ रहा है. What is your opinion on the API development?
Time is not sufficient to practice, sir. That is the only problem.
Time is not sufficient for practice, huh?
Yeah.
It looks like we are a little bit fast.
Little bit faster.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, sir.
Sir, in the context of consume and produce in the method, a method can consume XML and produce JSON?
JSON, yes, it can support. So input I will give JSON, output I want XML. Or input I will give XML, output I want JSON. We can do that also. That is supported. Yes, okay. It's up to you. It's a consumer choice. In which format they want to send the input, in which format they want to get the output. Today only you will understand it. Today's session is related to that only.
I have another question related to that. Is there any way like one API be both producer and consumer?
Yes, sir. I already told you. Ashok IT backend application is a producer for the front-end application, and my application is a consumer for the WhatsApp, for Teachable, for Razorpay. So my project is playing both roles. For front-end application, I am providing the services. I am a provider for my front-end application. Ashok IT front-end, Ashok IT backend. Ashok IT front-end is Angular. Ashok IT backend application is Spring Boot. For this front-end application, I am provider. And Ashok IT backend application talking to Teachable, talking to WhatsApp, talking to Razorpay. So my backend application is playing both roles. If you see in that material also, I have given the diagram very clearly. Let me open that diagram for you. Yes. Starting पे है. Yeah. So if you see this diagram, the third diagram, can you understand this diagram?
Yes, that makes sense to me. Thank you.
Good. That means you are not reading the material, sir. क्या कर रहे हैं? What are you doing? Good. Anybody feeling that, guys? We are going fast, not able to understand. Somebody told that, sir, classes are going little fast.
No, sir, it's not fast.
No, sir, it's not fast.
Fine, sir.
No, sir. I
It's
follow
fine,
the,
right?
I follow
Yes,
the
sir.
flow, sir. I catch it.
Okay, good.
Sir, this document you are uploading where, sir? I'm not getting. I'm getting old document in portal.
Sir, in the new website, in the new website, I'm uploading this document. Na? Where are you checking?
I'm checking new sites.
You open ISOKIT.
Can you share your screen once? I
Okay.
will see what. Why are you not able to? Did you join from laptop today?
Yes, I'm joining.
Yeah. Can you share your screen once?
Okay.
I have given co-host permission for you. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sharing, sir.
You open that, no problem. Open that. You open any website. Okay. ashokitech.com, open that. Login. Click on login.
Yeah.
Yeah, you log in with your credentials.
I used to open through Gmail. That
Use forgot password.
it will take a Gmail password or
That was not there. So use forgot password. There is a forgot password option. Reset your password. That means you did not log into the new website as of now. Go to your email. Now click to login, log out and log in again. Yes, update that password, login with your credentials. Yeah, there is a login button. You can click on that.
Log out will do.
Log out, yes. Now login. Yes, go to that Spring Boot, view class notes, REST API material download.
So I'm checking old portal then.
Yes. You just scroll down. 14 pages material available. You just scroll down with your mouse.
Yes, sir. And now I got. Actually, I am checking old portal. That is the problem.
Sir, in iPad, still only first page is coming, sir.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
you take it from laptop, sir. I don't know what is the problem, because actually these notes I'm loading by using iframe option in that HTML. I need to check it why it is not compatible with iPad.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you download it from laptop, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Good. Remaining all of you able to access the notes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we understood what is XML and why we are using XML. Can you tell me the reason why we are learning about XML today? What is the reason behind that? Already we know JSON. Why we are learning XML? What is the reason behind that?
Sometimes some legacy projects are there for that purpose.
Yes, I want to make my application to support multiple consumers who are dealing with different types of data. Some consumers want to deal with JSON data. Some consumers want to deal with XML data. So my application should support for both JSON data as well as XML data. So that's why I'm using this XML format. So now if you see whatever the REST API we are going to develop, this REST API will provide the services to multiple consumers. One consumer want to deal with JSON data and another consumer want to deal with the XML data. So to develop a REST API to support for multiple formats of data, we are using XML. Now let's go to this dependency. Take this dependency, keep this dependency in our pom.xml. Okay. Do I need to add Jackson dependency in the pom.xml? No need to add the Jackson dependency in the pom.xml for JSON data.
No need to add.
No need to add, sir.
Do we need to add the Jackson dependency for the JSON data, or we no need to add the Jackson dependency for the JSON data?
No need.
Why we no need to add the Jackson dependency here?
Spring framework provided.
Yes, that is part of the web starter, guys. So that is part of the web starter. You no need to do that. You no need to add that. You no need to add that. By default, that will be taken care by Spring Boot web starter. By default, it will be taken care by Spring Boot web starter. You no need to add it. But for XML, we are adding this dependency manually. To deal with XML data, we are adding the dependency manually. Okay. Now it should download this dependency. Let me do the Maven build of my project. So reload this project. So new dependency I added. So it should download that dependency from the Maven central repository. Because after creating the project, we are adding the dependency. So if you do the Maven update, then it will download that dependency. With that dependency, our REST API will support for both XML data and JSON data. So I will show you how to deal with XML and JSON. After adding this dependency, let us do the Maven build. Then it is going to download the dependency. You just need to reload the project. Now, once the dependency is available, go to your REST controller. So as of now, if you see get mapping method, book method is available. Currently, what is available as a producers in the book method, guys? Currently, what is available as a producers in the book method?
JSON.
What we are producing currently?
JSON.
JSON. So if you write producers as a JSON, what is the meaning of that?
The
If you
method
write
JSON
produces is
contains
equal to JSON, what is the meaning of that?
It
the
produce
method
automatic JSON data.
It will produce the response only in the JSON format. Can you tell me what is the meaning of produces in the API? What is the meaning of produces in the API?
to
Output.
send
It will
output back
represent
to client.
in which
Return.
format we are producing the response. It will represent that in which format we are providing the response to the consumer. Now, I want to produce both XML and JSON. So, I will write this as a array. Earlier, only one value. Directly, I have written. Now, I will produce applications as a JSON, comma, application slash XML also. So earlier, if you see, my producers is only JSON, single format I'm producing. But today, I want to produce when consumer send a GET request to the book URL, I can produce JSON data, I can produce XML data. Now, it is a consumer choice whether consumer want to take XML or consumer want to take the JSON. Consumer can decide. You are consumer, I'm a provider. I can provide the response in the JSON. I can provide the response in the XML also. You decide what you want. You want to take JSON or you want to take XML, that you can decide. As a provider, I will produce both JSON and XML. So if you want to produce only one format, then you can specify produces is equal to application slash JSON. If you want to produce multiple formats, then produces is equal to array curly brackets application slash JSON and application slash XML. So two formats of data I am providing. Similarly, get mapping slash books also available. So here also let us specify produces is equal to XML and JSON. Both formats I want to support. So when you want to support single, like this. If you want to support both, array, okay, value 1, comma, value 2, application slash JSON, comma, application slash XML. I'm supporting for both JSON response and XML response. Now it is consumer choice. They want to take XML or they want to take the JSON. Are you guys able to understand my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of produces is equal to JSON comma XML? Method can produce response in two formats, JSON, XML. When to send JSON, when to send XML, consumer will decide. Consumer will have a choice now. Consumer can take XML as a response. Consumer can take JSON as a response. My method will support for both. Now here if you see, make my trip will take JSON. Go IBIBO will take XML. It depends on them. It depends on them. Now, let us go to application, start the application, and let us test these GET request methods. There are two GET request methods available. One is a slash book. It will give single book object. That book object will be converted to JSON or XML. Here, get mapping books available. List of books I am sending. The list of books can be converted into JSON or XML. So let us see whether we are going to get XML response or JSON response. Let us run this application. I'm going to run this project now. Open Postman in order to test it. Not putty, Postman. A tool which is used for our API testing. It is a tool that we are going to use for API testing. I'm opening this tool. Application build is in progress. It is downloading the dependencies. We added a new dependency, so it is taking the time to download it. Then our application will be started. Then we can test it by using Postman. The REST controller, two methods available. One is slash book. Another one is slash books available. Let us see which response we will get as a consumer. Now, my consumer application is not available. That's why I'm using Postman as a consumer. Using that Postman, I'm going to test this provider. Using the Postman, I'm going to test this provider. Application started. 2 times I'm trying to start. Okay. It's already started. Let me stop it. Console. Let me stop it. Yes. Yeah, let me restart my application, guys. I have stopped it. Go to application, start. Yeah, I'm starting this application one time. Yes. Application started. Good. Clear this. Go to Postman, get request /book. So I'm sending get request to the /book method. So there is a book REST controller is available. So /book method, which is giving book object, produces. Earlier it is only JSON. Now it can produce JSON and XML. Okay. Go here and click on send button. Can you guys guess which response we will get, guys?
JSON and XML.
Both will come on.
Yes, sir.
By default, JSON only.
JSON.
Both will come on.
JSON.
We need to choose the response either JSON or XML.
Now see,
By default, JSON.
I'm sending get request. There is a method. What is the return type of the method? Object.
Response
Am I going to get the object as a response?
No, we need to tell that in the post.
Guys, come on.
JSON.
You need.
Method
No,
is
sir.
returning
JSON.
object. Am I going to get the object as a response?
No, sir.
JSON.
Why object will not come? It is a distributed application. It should send the response in the consumer understandable format. So consumer may not understand Java because consumer is not Java application. So they can't understand Java. So it should be sending the response in the consumer understandable format. Earlier, JSON can be understood by every consumer. So today, I'm specifying that this method can produce the response in the both JSON format as well as in the XML format. So when I send the request, what is the response we are getting? Can you check it? In which format we are getting the response body? Wow.
Okay.
What is the format we are getting?
JSON.
JSON.
Which format we are getting?
JSON.
JSON. That means internally what is happening?
JSON by
JSON
default.
format.
Internally what is happening when I send a get request? Dispatcher servlet has taken the request. It is given to handler mapper. Handler mapper identified the controller. Dispatcher servlet executed that controller method. Controller method given Java object. Then dispatcher servlet converted that Java object into JSON data by using Jackson API, and it is sent JSON data as a response to the consumer. Okay, I'm sending this get request from the Postman. Now let me take the get request. Let me go to browser. Can I send a get request from the browser also?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now let me send the request from the browser. What is happening?
XML.
Come on.
XML form.
So in which format we are getting the response? Same
XML.
request, same URL. Get request. When I send the request from the browser, I'm getting XML response. When I send the request from the Postman, I'm getting the JSON response. So can I say my method is supporting for both the XML data as well as the JSON data?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? But here consumer wants to get only JSON or consumer wants to get only XML. Okay, method can support both JSON and XML. My provider is giving the services to several consumers. Some consumers want to deal with the XML data. Some consumers want to deal with the JSON data. My method, my REST API method can produce JSON response, can produce XML response, but only one at a time. Either you want JSON, I can give you. You want XML, I can give you. But both I will not give you. I will give you only one. Either JSON or XML. I'm giving you two options. You select one. You take JSON as a response or you take XML as a response. Or else you send one request and get the JSON. Send one more request, take the XML. In single request, I cannot give you both. In single request, I can give you only one value. Only one type of format I can give you in the single request. Now, here From the postman also, I want to get the XML response. So from the postman, when I send the GET request to this URL, it is giving me JSON data as a response, but I want XML. That's where headers concept comes into picture. When I explain HTTP request, I told you, so we are having request line, we are having headers, we are having request body. So we are sending this HTTP request from the postman. We are sending this HTTP request from the postman. So what we are sending in the request? Request method. What type of request? I want to send a GET request. To whom you want to send the GET request? To this URL I want to send the GET request. Are you sending any headers? No. Are you sending any body? No. So only GET request to this URL. Now I want to send some information to the provider. I'm a consumer. I want to send some information to the provider. Hey provider, give me XML response. Hey provider, give me JSON response. Like this, consumer should communicate with the provider. Consumer should send a request to the provider with the metadata. Hey provider, give me XML. Hey provider, give me JSON. How consumer can tell to provider that consumer want JSON? How consumer can tell to provider that consumer want XML? That's where request headers comes into picture. So as of now, we have seen request method, request URL, request body. But first time we are going to send a request with the header. What is that header? That header is HTTP header, guys. That header name is accept. What is the name of the header? Accept. Accept is equal to application slash XML. Application slash XML. When I send a GET request with the accept is equal to application slash XML, then provider will understand that consumer is expecting XML response, then consumer is receiving the XML response.
Yes, sir.
See how beautiful it is. So if I don't send this header, then if I send the request, I'm getting JSON response. If I want XML, how I can tell to that provider I want XML? Accept application slash XML. Application slash XML. When I send this accept with application slash XML, it is sending the response in the XML format. If I send application slash JSON, then it will give me JSON data as a response. Can I say my provider is a polymorphic provider now?
Yes, sir.
Can I say my provider is implemented with the polymorphism?
But
Yes,
if
sir.
I need to
Accept
specify
is
that
equal
in the
to
program,
application
then
slash
what I have to
JSON,
do, sir?
it is providing the response in the JSON format. If I send accept is equal to application slash XML, it is giving the XML response. How I am telling that I want XML response or I want JSON response? By using one header called accept header.
But on the browser, we are not setting any header, right?
So from the browser, by default, it will give the XML.
Okay.
But generally in the real time, we don't send the request from the browsers, right? B2B communication. Always B2B communication will happen from program to program.
Okay.
Programmatically, we will send the request. When you are sending the request programmatically, you need to send this header also in the request. What is that header name, guys?
Accept.
What is the header name?
Accept.
Accept. So now tell me, what is the purpose of accept header? What is the purpose of accept header?
XML format.
Talk to provider, please provide my response as a
Make sure that in which
Accept
format.
is used to tell to the provider in which format we are expecting the response.
Can we tell this in program?
Yes, sir. Programmatically, we can send this. Currently, we are sending through Postman. So in future, when we go for consumer development through Java, so whatever the request we are sending through Postman, GET request, this is the URL, this is the header, I'm sending. This is the request I have prepared. So this request we can prepare by using Java program in the consumer development. What is the meaning of consumer development? Consumer development means preparing this HTTP request by using Java program and sending that request to that server. That is called consumer. Currently, we don't have consumer. That's why how I am preparing the request? By using Postman. Whatever we are doing with the Postman, tomorrow we will do with the Java program. That is called consumer. So if you want to see that program also, Postman will show you the program also. So Postman will give you the Java code also. Whatever the logic we are writing now, it can show you that Java code as well. So whatever the request we are sending through Postman now, so there will be one option. So how to send this request by using Java program, how to send this request by using Python program, it will display that code as well. Let me show you where is that code available. Yes, so this is the Java code. Similarly, if you want to send this request by using Node.js, by using PHP, by using Python, by using, suppose if you want to access my REST API from the Python, how to write the logic by using Python. So this is the logic by using Python. So this is a Python program. This is a Python consumer. If you execute this Python program, it will access my REST API. It is sending a header, accept JSON. So it is sending a GET request to this URL with this header. Then my REST API will provide the JSON response. They're printing that JSON response in the console. So same request you can send by using PHP. So this is PHP consumer. And the same request you can send by using Node.js. This is the logic in the Node.js to send the request. Same request you can send by using Java. So this is the Java program. So this Java program is called as a consumer. So how we are sending this? So media type request, I want to send the request. GET request I want to send to this URL and I want to accept JSON response like this. So in future, I mean mostly maybe tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, we are going to understand this consumer development. Are you able to understand this? So what is the purpose of this accept header now? Can you guys tell me what is the purpose of accept header?
Tell to provider.
To change the format. Send response in the form of XML and as well as JSON format.
Accept header is used to tell to the provider in which format consumer is expecting the response. Accept header is used to tell to the provider in which format consumer is expecting the response. Now let me send the request to the books. What is the meaning of books?
List of books.
List of books.
Yes, so we are getting list of books in the JSON format. Now I want the response in the XML. How can I send the, how can I receive the response in the XML?
Application/XML.
Accept application/XML. Application/XML. Send it. Now we are going to get the response in the XML format. Now see, books list is coming. Book item 1, book item 2, book item 3. So 3 books available. So 3 books we are getting in the XML format.
In real time, client or consumer, we use only this Postman or any other tool also, please.
I did not get your question.
Sir, in real time, we use this Postman or else any other tool like this to test the application.
To test the application, we can use Postman or we can use a Swagger also. This is only for testing purpose.
Okay.
In the
real time also we do this.
Yes, in the real time also we do the same thing. We will test the REST. Once you develop the REST API provider, so to check your provider is working or not, you will use this Postman and you will test it. And there is the other option also, that is a Swagger. By using Swagger also we can test it. Currently we are testing with the Postman. In the real time also we will do the same thing.
But from we'll go through the browser, right, sir, to test the application whether it get failed or like some errors, or if you want to see the JSON or XML. How without this is it possible, sir, from the company URL?
Madam, whenever you are developing the provider, there is no browser concept. We can't test these APIs from the browsers. So we'll test it from only Postman. So when we will test application from the browser, if it is a web application, then we will test from the browser.
Is Swagger is also open source or license?
Open source only, sir. We'll discuss. That is the next topic.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
So we have here item tag, right?
Yes, it is auto-generated.
We know we used it in the
No,
code.
not required.
Yeah.
Just we need to check about the data. That's it. Whether data is coming or not. Okay, good guys. So we understood what is the purpose of accept header. So you understand what is the purpose of this? If I don't send this accept header, then what is happening in the Postman? By default, which response we are getting?
JSON
JSON data. But some consumers don't want to take the JSON data. They want to go with the XML data. So as discussed, some clients, some consumers, I am a provider to do more business, to attract more customers, to attract more clients, to do more business. Then what I will do? I will not support only JSON. I will support both JSON and XML. Now you are consumer, you want to deal with JSON, okay, you take it. Do you want to deal with XML? Okay, you take it, no problem. My provider will support for both. Am I doing any complex business logic implementation, or I am just adding the producers here?
Just adding the
Am I writing any complex logic to convert Java to JSON, JSON to Java, Java to XML, XML to Java? Am I writing that logic programmatically, or my Spring Boot is taking care of that logic?
Spring Boot take care of the logic.
Spring Boot is taking care of that logic. Why Spring Boot is taking care of that logic? Why I am not writing that logic?
Universal.
This is not only my requirement, right? Converting the Java object to JSON, JSON to Java, converting the Java to XML, XML to Java, this is not just my requirement. Universal, everybody who is developing a REST API by using Spring Boot, they need to do the same thing. It is a common logic that required for every project. As it is a common logic required for every project, Spring Boot only providing that. You just focus on the business logic. Common logics will be taken care by the framework. So your Java object will be converted to XML. Your Java object will be converted to JSON. That will be taken care by Spring Boot. So how it will decide whether this Java object should be converted to XML data or this Java object should be converted to JSON data? How this method will understand? Will this method understand that, or this method will not understand that? No. Dispatcher servlet will understand who is receiving our request, who is executing our controller method. In the WebMVC, who is executing our controller method? Dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher, who is sending the response, who is taking the client request, who is giving the response to the client?
Dispatcher servlet.
Is it my REST controller or a front controller?
Front controller.
Come on.
Front controller.
Don't forget your basics. Don't forget your basics. So 20 days back we learned dispatcher servlet. What is that dispatcher servlet? It is a front controller. What is the role of this dispatcher servlet in the Spring WebMVC module?
It will take request and give
the request and give the
And it will
response.
send the response. In the request, it will read the request, right? What is the request method? What is the request type? What is the request URL? What is the request header? What is the request body? Who will read that data? REST controller will read that data, or dispatcher servlet will read that data?
Dispatcher servlet.
Whatever the request we are preparing in the Postman and whatever the request we are sending, who will read this request data? Dispatcher servlet. So who will understand that? Consumer want a JSON response or consumer want XML response? Dispatcher servlet will understand. How dispatcher servlet will understand? Based on the header. So if you are not sending any header from the Postman, default JSON. Suppose if I am sending the header, which is accept is equal to application/XML, then dispatcher will understand. Array, this consumer sending a request with the accept of XML. That means consumer is expecting XML response from me. So I need to convert this book object into XML. To convert the book object into XML, XML dependency is added. Using that XML dependency, convert that book object into XML, send that XML as a response. Suppose, for example, if I send a request application/JSON, accept application/JSON, and then what is the meaning of this? What dispatcher servlet will think now?
Consumer wants the response in the form
Consumer
of
wants the response
JSON.
in the JSON format. So whatever the object we are returning from the controller method, that object will be converted to the JSON data. That JSON will be sent to the consumer in the response body.
Yes, sir.
So it is changing the behavior based on the header. The dispatcher servlet is understanding the request completely. What type of request we are sending, to which URL we are sending the request, what is the header we are sending, and what is the body we are sending. If a header contains accept JSON, that means it will convert that object into JSON. If accept is XML, it will convert that object into XML, will send XML as a response to the consumer. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I hope you got the clarity. Produces is equal to JSON and XML. When you want to support two formats of data, then you should write your produces annotation like this: application/JSON, application/XML. Then this method supports both XML response and JSON response. Then when it will give the JSON, when it will give the XML, it depends on the consumer choice. If consumer want XML, they can take it. If consumer want JSON, they can take it. How this method will understand? How the REST API will understand consumer wants which format? Is my question clear? How the REST API will understand that consumer wants XML response or JSON response?
Header
Based on
accept
Based on the header.
application.
Based on
XML.
header. What is that header?
Accept.
Header. Today we are sending the request with the header from the postman. Tomorrow what we need to do? Same request we need to prepare by using Java program. So any Java program which is preparing the request like this and sending the request is called consumer program. So currently we are working on the provider development. So tomorrow we will work on the consumer development. Are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
If we don't write produces, means it will take JSON, right, sir? By
Yes,
default.
madam. Yes, yes. Okay, so we understood produces with two formats. We understood produces with the two formats. For example, if I don't write produces XML, I'm writing produces is only JSON. Then what is the meaning of that? Then what is the meaning of that?
It produces JSON format.
Only JSON format.
This method will support only JSON format. If consumer want XML, no, I cannot give you. Are you getting my point? My method is producing only JSON, but consumer want XML. Now let us see what will happen. My method is having produces only JSON. Okay, let me stop and start the project. Guys, I have found one problem. In the IntelliJ IDEA, DevTools is not working. When I change the code, it is not restarting. I need to see what is the fix for that. Every time I am stopping and I am starting my server.
Sir, when you create book object, you can call constructor, sir. You can key value format also. You can call the constructor. It is not work out in my system, sir.
Santosh, your voice is not clear, sir.
Sir, actually, yesterday we are creating book object, na, sir. Book B is got new book. I can call the constructor, 3 argument constructor.
Yes.
Hello, sir. I'm calling 3 argument constructor, but I am passing key value pair format. It is not possible to pass arguments, sir.
Sir, this is not key value, sir. This is IntelliJ IDEA variable name it is giving. This is only value. IntelliJ is telling that this is 101 of book ID 101, book name Java. This
Using
is
the
not
label, I am getting an error, sir. In the constructor, while passing this, the label.
I will see, sir. Whatever the errors you are facing, I will check it.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Shiv Santosh, this is not key value pair, sir. It is value only. IntelliJ IDEA is highlighting that this value belongs to this variable, this value belongs to this variable. That's it.
Okay. Sir.
Now, I'm producing only JSON data. Now go to which method I modified? /book method I modified. Here /book. Okay. Application/JSON. Accept application/JSON. That's fine. It producing JSON, so it can give the JSON. I'm getting JSON. Now let me go for application/XML. Method will produce XML or method is not producing XML. Guys, What
Not
format this method is
producing.
producing?
Only JSON.
Only JSON.
Only JSON. But what consumer is expecting?
XML.
XML.
Yeah. Send the request.
Only JSON.
What is this?
406. Okay.
Client error.
Not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
406 not acceptable.
Method can support only JSON response, but consumer is expecting XML response. So producer is not accepting that request. Provider will support only JSON, but consumer want XML. So this request is not accepted. Consumer is sending an invalid request. 4 series, 406, not acceptable. You want XML, but I cannot give you XML. I can't take your request. I will not accept your request because I can't process your request. You understand the problem?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Why we are getting this problem? 406.
Expecting JSON and here.
Why we are getting 406?
We
So
are
in the interview,
Provider said
They're expecting XML, but
data
in
and
the interview, they will ask these questions also. What is 400? What is 401? 402? 403? 404? 405? 406? All these numbers are called HTTP status codes. For every status code, there is a meaning. These all are 4 series. 4 series means client problem. But what is the problem? Is it bad request? Is it unauthorized request? Is it resource not found? Is it method not allowed? Is it not acceptable? So you should know the meaning of each and every status code. In the interview, when I am taking the interview, I will ask these questions also. So yesterday I have taken one interview. In that interview, I asked this question. Can you tell me in which scenario we will get 405 status code and 406 status code? That person was not able to answer. That means he is not good in the HTTP protocol. He is not good in the REST API development. Very simple question. What is the difference between status code 405 and 406? He is saying client problem. Okay, I know 4 series means 400 to 499. All are client problems only. But what is that problem? What is that exact problem? When you will get 405 status code from the REST API? When you will get 406 status code from the REST API? Yesterday only I asked this question in the interview. He is having 4 years experience. In my company, yesterday I have taken one interview. That person was not able to answer this question. So you need to know, these all are very, very, very important, guys. Okay? Good. So why we are getting 406? Are you able to understand?
Yeah.
Why we are getting 406? Are you able to understand now?
yes, sir.
Why we are getting
Yes,
406?
Consumer is
The
expecting
client is
XML format.
expecting XML, but producer
But the
produces
provider
only
will
JSON.
JSON data.
Consumer
JSON
is
data.
expecting XML, but producer will produce, provider can produce only
JSON data.
JSON.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you want to produce multiple values, then what we need to specify? We need to specify producers is equal to application JSON and application XML. Okay. So I'm producing both XML and JSON. That is fine. This is for XML and JSON producing. And what about post request, guys? I want to add one book. I want to add one book. Then what about the post request? Can we take both XML and JSON as input? Can we consume both XML and JSON as input? Yes. So there is a post method available. Currently, what it is consuming? Currently, what this method is consuming?
JSON.
JSON.
Only JSON.
JSON.
But do you think that every consumer will give you only JSON data to add the book?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Every consumer will give only JSON data to add the book?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Then what we need to do?
We also
Add
Currently, we have
XML.
seen
XML.
producers is XML and JSON. Producers is XML and JSON. Get mapping produces XML comma JSON. For get method, we can produce XML data and JSON data. Similarly, can I consume both XML and JSON?
Yes.
Can I consume both XML and JSON? Come on. Yes.
Yes,
How
sir.
to do that? Consumes JSON
Comma application / XML.
application / XML. So what is the meaning of this? Post mapping can consume the data from the body. So book data will come in the request body. So my method can consume XML data. My method can consume the JSON data also. My method can consume XML. My method can consume JSON. So that means consumer can send a post request with the request body in the JSON format or in the XML format. Produces both, consumes both. Then my provider is interoperable. It can support for XML, it can support for JSON also. Are you able to follow this? Now tell me, what is the difference between consumes and produces in the REST API development? Can you tell me what is the difference between consumes and produces in the REST API development? Come on, guys. What is the difference between consumes and produces in the REST API development? Come on. Guys, you are not responding.
Like input output.
Input and output. Consumes will represent in which formats provider can take input from the consumer, and produces will represent in which format provider will give the output. From 1.5 hours non-stop I am speaking. When I ask some question, you just at least open your mouth and tell me something. Then I will get more interest to deliver the subject. If you are not opening your mouth, right, then I will also lose my interest.
Even if we miss one of the
I have one question, guys. What is your opinion on the teaching? Do you think that it is easy job? Sari is just sitting in the home and speaking for 1 hour. Sari is getting 10 lakhs per batch, 5 lakhs per batch.
No, sir, it is not easy.
It's not easy, sir. Not easy.
Do you think that teaching is easy?
No, sir.
No, sir, no.
It is not.
It is your passion, sir.
Passion is different. That is, leave it. What is your opinion?
No, sir. It is
It's
like
not easy tasks.
Teaching is not easy.
And
You
it-
should have a lot
It is
of
easy
patience.
actually. When people ask questions to answer, is there's the problem
you
actually.
know all concepts. It's very easy, sir.
So the thing is, when we ask some questions, if you guys don't respond, then we will lose our interest to deliver the subject, guys. Because to teach the class for 1.5 hours non-stop, lot of patience is required, lot of energy is required, and lot of response also required. If you guys are giving the good response, then we will get more interest and more energy to deliver. If you guys are not responding, if you are just sitting idle, if you are just listening, like if you are just watching like a movie, then we will lose our interest. Okay, so please, when I ask some question, open your mouth and respond. So if you can't open your mouth, at least type in the chat box. So if you are giving the responses, that will give more energy to discuss more subject. Okay, so don't think that Sari just speaking, let's leave it 1.5 hours, we'll sit and we'll go. Teaching is not easy. It's very difficult job. And you are making it more difficult without responding. Okay. So can you tell me, what is the difference between consumes and produces?
Sir, in this regard, even if you miss one of the JSON XML or any of the format, right? You may.
Yes, whenever you are writing these consumes and produce options, right? The spellings and you should write very properly. If you do minor mistake, it will not support.
So is it the only two formats that?
Currently, when we are dealing with the objects, then two formats only we are going to take. Mostly these two are independent, platform independent, language independent.
Okay.
So when we are taking objects, when you are taking input as an object, right? When you are expecting input as an object, then we will take XML JSON for consumes. When you are giving output as an object, then we will take, so here consumes JSON, produce JSON. Here I can specify consumes is equal to application/JSON, and I can specify application/XML. Input you can use JSON or XML. Output also you can use JSON or XML. Consumes both, produces both. It is a put request method. Put request method means input it is request body you can pass in the XML or JSON format. Output also you can get in the XML or JSON format. A method can take any format and can provide any format from these two. It supports these two. You
Sir,
got it?
Sir, consume means receive from client side. And
yes, sir. Receive from the client side. Producers means provide to the client.
Response will do through produce.
Yes.
And
correct.
sir, one doubt: if we'll not use consume and produce, by default it will be
JSON, sir. By default it is JSON.
Okay, sir. And one thing, sir, is it possible like we can specify only consume, only produce, that kind?
Sorry?
Like we can define only consume part, will not give produce.
Then it will take by default JSON, sir. If you don't specify, default is a JSON.
And we can do also only produce we can do, and consume will leave. Will
yes,
not
you can do that, sir.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let me run this and let me show you. Post request, guys. So I will send you a post request. So in the post request means body. I need to send the book data in the request body. So I can send that book data in the JSON format, or I can send in the XML format. Okay. But now question is, how provider will understand consumer is sending the request body in the JSON or in the XML? Output we know, accept header will be available. By using accept header, provider will know that consumer want which response, in which format consumer want the response. But when consumer is sending post request, body is sending in the post request, right? When they are sending the request, post request with data in the body. So how provider will know, how the provider will know that consumer is sending the data in the XML format? Here, when you select the type as XML, here one more header will go to the provider. That header is content type header, guys. Okay, content type is one header which will tell to the provider in which format consumer is sending the response. Now see, consumer is sending a post request with the XML data in the request body. It will go to this method, guys. It will go to this method, post request method. Okay, so go here, go to the postman, post book. I want to add the book. Body, header, I'm not passing any header. Body, in the body raw data, XML data I am sending. Click on send. When I send it, is it adding the book or not? Book is saved. Now you see, book data is converted to object or not. We are sending data in the XML because it can consume the XML also. You can send JSON or you can send XML. So when I send body with the XML, it converted that XML to Java object, that object data printed on the console. How it will understand that I'm sending XML? One header. By default, if you don't send also, no problem. Generally, we will send content type value, which is application/XML. Content type application/XML. What is the meaning of content type application/XML? Content type is one header which is used to tell the provider consumer sending XML data in the request body. Accept header will tell consumer want XML as a response or JSON as a response. Content type, accept. These are the two headers that we need to remember. So what is the purpose of accept header? Accept header is used to tell to the provider, I want XML, I want JSON as a response, I want plain text as a response. Suppose when consumer sending the data in the request body, how consumer will tell, I am sending XML to you, I am sending JSON to you. So that is content type header. Content type header is used to specify consumer sending data to the provider in the request body in the JSON format or XML format. Accept to specify output format. Content type is used to specify input format. Are you able to understand the difference between content type header and accept header?
But where
Guys,
we
come on.
need to
Yes,
send the
sir.
body, sir, here?
Sorry?
Where we need to send the body under the content
This is the
type?
body. Request body.
No.
We have seen the post request, right, already?
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of post request, guys? What is the meaning of a post request?
Creating
Send the data from the server.
Sending the data to
record
the
it.
provider. So in that post request, body will be available. Can I say body is a payload?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Payload.
the payload, in which format we can send that payload?
XML or
XML or
JSON?
JSON.
XML or JSON.
JSON.
How provider will know that I'm sending payload JSON or payload XML?
In consumes,
Using
one need to
consumes.
specify whether the
Content
format
type.
is
Content type.
Content type. Content type is used to represent request payload format. Accept is used to specify response payload format.
Okay.
You got the clarity?
Sir, accept where will get, sir, in question?
Here only, sir. Here you can specify the accept.
Accept.
Currently, this post method is sending text response. I will give text plain.
Okay.
I want plain text as a response.
Yeah.
Because if you see, my method is returning what? Producing what?
Text.
String. String means it is a plain text only. So when you are having object as a return type, then you can specify. Now, sir, I have a question. There is a put method available. What is the purpose of a put method?
Update.
Putting the records.
Update. Can you see consumes and produces of my put method?
Sir, didn't get the question, sir.
Can you see put method and can you see consumes and produces of my put method?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What it is doing?
Sir, consume means
JSON and XML and produce on JSON.
produce means response.
No.
Can you see what is the consumes and produces formats of my put method?
It is XML format and JSON both.
JSON. Both is there.
Both. Now, can I send put request with the body as JSON? And can I expect response in the XML? Input
Obviously,
is JSON,
yes.
output
Yes,
XML.
Yes,
Can I
yes.
do that with this put method?
Content type
Yes,
and this
Can I
accept.
do that with this put method, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We
Yes,
can
we
do
can do that.
Input I will give as JSON, output I want XML. Is it possible or not
Yes,
possible?
sir.
Possible.
Possible, sir.
Possible, sir.
Possible.
And vice versa also, can I do that?
Obviously.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Possible.
Input I can give in the XML format or JSON format. Output I can take in the XML format or JSON format. Can we try
Yes,
this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So put request body is XML. Okay. /book /101 book ID put request. Header content type is XML. Input I am giving in which format, guys? Request
XML.
payload.
XML.
XML. And output I want
JSON.
JSON format.
output I want JSON format.
JSON.
Now see here. Content type is XML. Accept is JSON. What is the meaning of that?
Body is
Request
XML.
payload I am sending in the XML. Response payload I want in the
JSON format.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear? Send the request.
Yes, sir.
In which format I am getting the response?
Yes, sir.
Response
JSON
body in which format?
JSON.
JSON. Request I am sending in which format?
XML format.
So because this method consumes JSON and XML, produce JSON and XML. So here consuming both, producing both. So as a consumer, it is my choice. I can send JSON as the input, XML I can get as output, or XML I can send as the input, JSON I can get as the output. It depends on consumer choice.
So the best practice is to write both, right? In consume
It's not like that, sir. It's up to you. Whatever you want, you can do it. But currently, people are using only JSON for both input and output in the latest applications. Okay. So XML comes into picture when your application is very old.
Legacy system.
Legacy.
Okay.
Now you got the clarity on this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can I say my provider is more flexible now?
Yes,
sir.
How can I say my provider is more flexible now?
It accepts both XML and JSON and XML.
My provider is more flexible now. How can we say that our provider is more flexible?
It
Why
will
I am saying that my provider is more flexible?
JSON and XML format and giving the response.
So here consumes and produces. Two important things are available here. One is consumes, another one is produces. What consumes will represent and what produces will represent?
Consume means receive from client side. Produce means
Yes, consumes
response.
JSON and XML. Produces also JSON and XML. So my provider will support for consuming both JSON and XML, producing also both JSON and XML. So what this method will represent now? This method will represent content type. What it will specify as a content type? Content type is application/JSON.
Application dot
JSON
slash
and accept is equal to application/JSON. When it comes to this consumer, what they will do? Content type is application/XML. Accept is equal to application/XML. So what is the meaning of this?
Yeah, first application consumer app one, it is taking client side JSON and response it is giving JSON.
Yes. Now you see, make my trip application want to send JSON, want to take the JSON.
Yes.
Go IBGO application want to send XML, want to take XML.
Right.
So what is the difference between content type header and accept header, guys? What is the difference between content type header and accept header?
Content type is representing for receiving purpose.
Content type is to represent request payload format. So in which format consumer is sending the request body to the provider. Accept is used to specify in which format consumer expecting response payload from the provider. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Content type and accept. Now, so today what we have learned? Today we learned one concept called XML concept. So what is XML? XML stands for Extensible Markup Language, that is free and open source. It is governed by W3C organization that will represent the data in the form of elements. So here this XML is interoperable, guys. It is language independent and platform independent. So this is the structure of the XML. In the XML, there are two types of elements available. One is called simple element, another one is called compound element. So how to deal with this XML data in the Java? Earlier, up to Java 1.8 version, we are having JAXB API, but currently that is not available. That's why we are adding this dependency manually in the form.xml. So once we add this dependency, then we can perform marshalling and unmarshalling. So can you tell me what is marshalling and what is unmarshalling?
Sir, this dependency will be available in Maven repository, right?
Yes, sir. In the Maven repository, you can find out this.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of this marshalling and what is the meaning of marshalling and unmarshalling?
Converting Java object to XML data is called
Marshalling and
as
unmarshalling.
marshalling.
It is used
And
to convert the
vice
Java
versa.
object to XML, XML object to Java. Marshalling means converting Java object to XML. Unmarshalling means converting XML data to Java object. Okay. So in the REST API, consumes we can specify both, produces also we can specify both. If you specify consumes produces both, then your provider is more flexible. It will support for multiple consumers. One consumer want to deal with JSON, another consumer want to deal with the XML. Make my trip want to use JSON, Go IBGO want to use XML. How provider will know? Consumer is sending input in which format, consumer expecting output in which format. How I will know as a provider? Because I'm a provider. I am IRCTC developer. You are from Make My Trip. You are from Go IBGO. How I will know what is your requirement? Whether you are sending XML or JSON, whether you want XML or JSON, how the provider will know? Come on, guys.
Content type.
Content type and accept. So what is the difference between content type and accept?
Content.
Come on, guys. What is the difference between
Type is
content
to
type
send
and
the
accept?
data.
I'm asking same question again and again. What is the difference between content type and accept?
Content type means the
Format
payload
type.
So the type
format.
of data consumer is
Basically.
sending and
Which
accept
Content
type is
type
type of
is going
data.
to
Consumer
represent
wants which type of the data.
in which format consumer sending the request payload. Except is used to specify in which format consumer expecting the response to go. Is this clear? Now, whatever the assignment that you are doing now, so in that assignment, you add both XML and JSON. Whatever the assignment that I have given you to implement one mini project by using REST API to perform the CRUD operations. So you need to develop that application which supports, that application should support for both the XML data and JSON data. I have given the video. So in that video, I have explained about the JSON format. So you need to develop that API which that should support for both XML data and JSON data. Okay. So with this, I'm stopping for today. And in the tomorrow session, we are going to learn about Swagger. What is the Swagger? Why we need Swagger? And how to test the API by using Swagger. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear? Good. Now I am open for questions. Anybody having any questions?
Sir, in Postman, that auth tab is there, sir, open.
That is security, sir. When you are having the REST API with security, then we will use authentication tab. So in the Spring security, we will understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Today is what? Tuesday or Wednesday, guys?
Tuesday, sir.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. So tomorrow we will understand Swagger. Swagger will take only 15 minutes of time. After that, we will start consumer development. We will learn the consumer for next 3 days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, consumer we are going to learn. Once consumer development is completed, then Saturday, Sunday, we are going to learn. This Saturday and Sunday we have class. Microservices class is available, guys. This Saturday, Sunday, we are going to learn microservices. Saturday 8 to 11, Sunday 8 to 11, class available. Prepare for that workshop accordingly.
Sir,
You got my point?
Microservices, this is mandatory, sir. REST is.
Sorry, can you come again?
For microservices, REST knowledge is mandatory.
Microservice means REST API only. Without knowing this REST API, you cannot learn micro. What is the meaning of microservice?
Have several different models, distributed applications to implement.
Microservice means REST API. Small REST APIs are called as microservices. So without knowing this REST API development, you can't learn microservices. So please practice properly. Please practice properly, and I have increased the class duration also. Earlier, the class was happening only 1 hour. Now almost 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 40 minutes class is happening. Okay. So you need to do the proper practice before coming to the next session. And whatever the assignments I am giving, you need to complete those assignments. If you don't complete the assignments, then there is no use of doing the course. If you are not able to complete the assignments, then there is no use of doing the course. Whatever is required to complete the assignment, I am covering in the class, and I am giving the task for you to open your brain and work on that concept. So if you don't do those assignments today, several people told that they did not complete the assignment. Then what is the use of coming to the class? What you will understand? Without having the practical knowledge, there is no use of coming to the classes, right? You should have that practical knowledge. You should be able to develop the requirement I have given. And once the consumer is completed, one more mini project we are going to do with the combination of a provider and consumer integration. So for all these things, you need to do the proper practice. So just attending the class is not sufficient, guys. We are teaching with a lot of experience. For us, everything is easy here because this is not my first batch. You can see 45 batches Spring Boot. So this is not my first batch. For me, it is simple. It is easy to teach the subject. But for you, it is difficult because first time you are listening. And this is completely different kind of a programming. Whatever you learned earlier, object creation, methods, variables and all. But currently, there is no object, nothing. Completely we are dealing with the distributed applications. This is what real time. Tomorrow when you go for the company, you need to develop applications like this. REST APIs, microservices, XML, JSON, security, tokens. So you need to give a lot of importance for this. Okay, if you don't give the importance and if you don't do the practice now, then it's your bad luck. I can't do anything.
Ashok sir?
Yeah.
Sir, a few days back, I asked you for the SOAP implementation. So I have done that. So with the Spring Boot web services, when we use, is it only we can do it from through the XSD, or is it possible to do from the Pojo classes to XSD? Like how we...
Writing XSD is not required, sir. If you can directly write the binding classes, then XSD is not required.
I'm not finding any example with that.
So I will try to show you an example on that, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Come on, guys. So, any questions, anyone?
Yes, sir.
हाँ भाई बोलो.
Sir, yes, in yesterday video you have given assignment. No, sir, in that while developing repository layer, earlier in generics we used to
Sir,
take
your
class.
voice is not that much clear for me. Could you please speak a bit louder?
Sir, in yesterday video, while developing repository layer, earlier we used to take class name, and for primary key we used to give integer. No, sir, in that we have taken serializable. Is that mandatory to...
Sir, you can give any type, sir. Data type of the primary. You can give integer or you can give serializable. Anything is fine.
Okay, serializable is not like mandatory, no, sir?
Not mandatory, sir. It's
Okay,
not mandatory.
Okay, sir.
Sir, if possible, in preparation class, sir.
Sorry. If possible. Your question is not clear, sir.
The next resume preparation, sir.
Resume preparation. We'll do that, sir. You need to learn so many topics. Okay. You need to learn so many topics before going for resume preparation, sir. If you want to prepare a resume, first you should know what you need to keep in the resume.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Sir, with this knowledge, you can attend interview, sir?
No, sir. This knowledge is not sufficient to attend the interview. Why? Because in the interview, definitely they will ask you microservices. So for that, you need to wait for another 10 days of time. Then you will get the knowledge on the microservices. And another important thing that you need to know, Spring Cloud, Spring Security. Give me another 10 days, then you will be ready to attend the interviews.
Sir, when you are starting design pattern?
Design pattern. Separate design patterns batch is not there, sir. In the microservices only, some design patterns we are going to implement. Like Saga design pattern, circuit breaker design pattern, some design patterns we will implement.
So is this included in this?
Yes, sir. If you want to learn all the design patterns, separated design pattern course is available.
So that class will be taken by you or?
No, sir. Another faculty.
Okay.
Sir, it's mandatory to attend data structure algorithm, sir.
So today you have seen my video in the real YouTube. I'm making some reels in the Instagram. Guys, are you checking that?
Yeah, I see, sir. That's why I asked you. You are crying like that.
Data structures is very important, sir. Nowadays, to crack any interview, for every developer, they are asking data structures and algorithms. Without that, you can't crack the interview.
In fact, where we are following the data structures, sir, please?
There are a number of tutorials available in the YouTube. In our institute also, the batches available for data structures and algorithms. Okay, data structures and algorithms nowadays mandatory for every developer, whether you are a fresher or whether you are experienced, that doesn't matter. You should be very strong in the data structures and algorithms.
To be really used in our projects, real
So
time.
we don't use them in the project. The data structures and algorithms questions they will ask to check your logical thinking, to check your ability to write the programs. So it's not to use in the project.
I heard that like basic programs like Fibonacci series and
that is for college level interviews, not for the
and
company
real time. Where it
so if you are going for the company level interviews, you should know about what is the space complexity, what is the time complexity, what is the big O notation, those concepts also you should know. What is the space complexity, what is the time complexity, what is big O notation, what is O log n, what is n log n, what is O of 1, what is O of n. So these questions they will ask.
Sir, what are those, sir? You mentioned like.
Those are the related to data structures.
Okay.
Sir, are you taking any batches, sir? Data structure?
No, sir. My batches are not there, sir. Other faculty will take those batches.
Is any running, sir, now, as of now?
Running batches, yes, sir. From tomorrow only one batch is going to start. I will tell you the details in our group.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I'm stuck with this 404. If anybody finish this, could you please help me because I'm not.
You can share your screen. I will help you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
So, what is your name?
Oh, Shailaja, sir. Shailaja Dubyal.
Shailaja. Yeah. Share your screen, Shailaja.
Stop. Where is that? Share screen. Yeah.
You are sending 8087 greetings. Can you open your REST controller?
Yeah, this one. Are you seeing, sir?
I can see your postman. Open your REST controller.
Postman, REST controller. Yeah.
Message REST controller. Can you open?
Yeah.
Control Shift F. Can you do that?
I'm sorry.
Your code alignment is not good. Control Shift F. Can you give me the control of your screen, Shailaja?
How to get? Yeah.
You have given the control, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So always you do some kind of formatting so that your code looks good. Okay. So now you are having a REST control. This is the problem, madam.
Yeah.
The problem is package naming convention. Your start class is available in one package. Your other classes available in a different package. So Spring Boot is not able to recognize your controllers. See here, your base package name is com.example.demo. The controllers available in in.ashoka.controller. So this base package name you need to change. Whenever you are creating the project, whatever the base package you will use, remaining packages also you need to use in the same way. I already told once complete session I explained on the package naming conventions in the Spring Boot. Okay. That day I told you, so many people will do the mistakes with the package name. Now you can see practically. The package naming conventions are very, very important in the Spring Boot. If you don't follow the proper naming convention for the package, your application will not work. Spring Boot cannot perform the component scanning for your classes.
The slash is missing, sir.
Run this application, run as boot application. Shailja, you understand what is the mistake you have done?
Yeah, I've done. Package name should be.
Yes. Now go to Postman, send this request. Yes, you are.
Thank you, sir. And same way, greetings also. Yeah.
Very simple solution. Yeah. Next, anybody else facing any issue? Okay, good guys. Thank you. I'm stopping now. We'll meet again tomorrow. So please complete the project that I have given for you yesterday. The video code also I have explained in that video. Still, if you don't do that now, then मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ भाई. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.